Mathematical principles in the formation of fruit shapes. If we cut an apple in half, the stem end appears indented. If we peel an orange, the inside separates into segments. Who decides the shapes of fruits? There is a reason most fruits are round. For a given volume, a sphere has the smallest surface area. A smaller surface reduces moisture loss, allowing the flesh to grow more stably. That is why even elongated fruits, such as cucumbers, often have a cross-section close to a circle. Roundness is not merely aesthetic, it is a form shaped for survival. Among the things we call fruit, some do not align neatly with botanical definitions. When flesh develops from the ovary, it is a true fruit. When other parts grow along with it, it is classified as a false fruit. In everyday life, however, the word fruit does not strictly follow botanical boundaries. How we eat, call it, and trade it matters more than classification. An apple, though, does not end as a perfect sphere. Only the stem end curves slightly inward. This structure is not accidental. The flesh and the tissue around the seeds grow at subtly different rates. As this difference accumulates, balance breaks at a point on the surface. That area folds inward, and the apple's characteristic hollow forms. From the outside, it appears as a simple indentation, but within, it remains a record of growth rates and balanced forces. Shape is not decoration, it is a trace of how growth unfolded. Such points are often described in mathematics and physics as singularities. They are places where a value changes abruptly or where a shape no longer remains smooth. Similar structures appear in black holes, in a droplet just before it falls, and at points where the form of biological tissue changes. The environment makes this record clearer. A banana first grows in the direction of gravity, then gradually turns toward the direction that receives more light. One side grows slightly longer than the other, and as this difference accumulates, the banana's characteristic curve is formed. To say that it is bent is closer to saying it changed direction on its own. Cucumbers are different. By nature, they tend to grow straight. However, when sunlight is uneven, the fruit is pressed, or growing space becomes limited. Expansion does not occur uniformly. As a result, the cucumber may harden while bent. If a banana forms a curve by choosing a direction, a cucumber forms a curve shaped by its conditions. Oranges reveal a different order. The outside appears as a single sphere, but the inside grows divided into many sections. As those sections enlarge, they become the pieces we separate by hand. There are thin boundaries that remain between the pieces. The outer form stays round, while an internal order of division is quietly established inside. Fruits with unusual cross-sections reveal their internal structure on the outside. Carambola grows with ridges along its sides, and when cut, a star-shaped cross-section appears. Finger lime fills its interior with small, bead-like segments. Kiwano stands out with its bumpy surface and thick rind. The shapes differ, but they pose the same questions. Where did growth proceed faster, and where did it slow down? And what boundary organized that difference? Here, the role of genes is added. The shape of a fruit is determined by multiple genes working together. These genes control the directions in which cells divide and expand. However, fruit shape is not fixed by genes alone. Environmental and physical constraints continue to act throughout growth. As a result, even the same variety can show slight differences in shape depending on growing conditions. In the end, a fruit shape is not about a pretty surface, but the result of compromise among growth rate, force, environment, and heredity. To look at fruit is to see a mathematical choice made by nature. Nature always selects forms that survive best, and those choices become the beauty we see.